Hey guys, so today I'm going to be turning you into a morning person. So I have 10 tips on how to wake up earlier and how to be more productive in the morning. It's seriously pathetic when I think about my sleep schedule back in the day, and now my sleep schedule is amazing and I definitely consider myself a morning person. So if you think that you are not a morning person, don't think that that is the be all end all. You are able to turn into a morning person, as I have done, with these tips that I'm going to give you guys in this video. So my first tip is related to going to sleep earlier. So in my opinion, trying to wake up earlier all revolves around getting to sleep earlier. So if you go to sleep earlier, your body is naturally going to wake up earlier because you're basically shifting your sleep schedule. So obviously everyone requires a different amount of hours for sleep, depending on how many hours that you need to sleep. Base that on the time that you're going to go to sleep, and develop a routine before you go to bed to keep it going. So if you develop a routine, you're more likely to fall into that pattern, and the more that you fall into the pattern of doing your nightly routine and getting those things done at a certain time, the more likely you are to continuously wake up early every day. So the next thing that I want to discuss about waking up early is you need food in order to motivate you to wake up early. So it may just be me, although I highly doubt it is. Food seriously motivates me. If food is going to be anywhere, I am there. Like, I love food, and so when I go to bed at night, I always think about the meal that I'm gonna eat in the morning for breakfast. So my tip to you guys is to get a lot of food that you could eat for breakfast. So I don't mean to get like a whole platter of food to eat for one breakfast meal. I mean, get like a variety of choices that you could make for breakfast. So get eggs, get bagels, I don't know, get oatmeal, get whatever really gets you excited to eat, and have it ready so that in the morning when you wake up, you can just cook it and you can eat it, and it will be something that you will look forward to and that will make you want to get out of bed. Because I could make this video and tell you guys like try to go to bed earlier as a way to wake up early, but the thing is, when you're laying in bed in the morning, if you don't have something exciting waiting for you when you get out of bed, it's going to be a lot less likely that you're going to actually get out of bed, and you're just going to want to keep sleeping. So try to have good breakfast options ready for you so that way you can get out of bed and you will feel excited to eat, because who doesn't feel excited to eat? Like, who doesn't get motivated by food? So another tip that I have for you guys on how to wake up earlier is to develop a why. You want to figure out why you want to wake up early, and you want to make it like a deep processing thought. I know that that may sound like a weird phrase, but basically you want to think of why you're going to wake up early. Like, what are you going to do when you wake up early? But then you also want to think, okay, and why is waking up early for me to do this going to benefit me? So for example, with working out, sometimes when I wake up early, I will work out, and I'm going to work out in the morning because I'm going to get better results if I do work out in the morning. So you want to figure out why you're working out and what is going to motivate you about the why, if that makes sense, because that is going to make it more likely that you are going to get out of bed. Similar to the thing with food, but like, you're not waking up just to eat breakfast. You're going to wake up to get work done or to exercise or something. So try to figure out the why and let that be your motivating factor in getting out of bed early. So my fourth tip to you guys is to not start this drastically. Although I am encouraging you guys to get out of bed early and to wake up early and go to bed earlier, I'm not encouraging you guys to cut it cold turkey. Like, don't just try to wake up early cold turkey. I have seen people do this before. You do it one time and then you realize how hard it is, and then you just stop doing it altogether. So my recommendation to you guys is to do it gradually. So for example, you would want to set your alarm for like 10 to 15 minutes earlier every single day, and then you will be able to gradually start waking up earlier. So my next tip is a really important tip, and I feel like people really overlook this, but it is so important, and this is just relating to water. So when you're asleep, you're not drinking water, you're not eating anything, and your body gets really dehydrated at night, especially if you're someone that doesn't drink a lot of water during the day. And being dehydrated will lead you to feel tired and lethargic and just have no energy. So make sure that when you wake up in the morning, you have a glass of water next to your bed so you can start drinking water right as you wake up. So now I have 2 ways on how to wake yourself up if you are really feeling tired and you feel like you're walking around like a zombie at 5:30 in the morning. So one thing that I would recommend for you guys to do is to take a cold shower. I feel like everyone knows this, but it's just a really easy way to just wake yourself up. Obviously, feeling the cold water on your body is going to wake you up because it's a shock. It's a shock to your system. So it only makes sense that it would wake you up. And then another way that I have to, wake you up and to just get some energy when you wake up in the morning is to go for a walk. 9 times out of 10, I can't just simply get out of bed and go about my day. I have to do some activity to actually wake myself up, whether that be splashing cold water on my face or, as I said, going for a walk. So my next tip is kind of a no-brainer, but also maybe not. Make sure to get out of bed. So a lot of times in the past when I used to wake up early, I would lay in bed and edit videos, or I would just lay in bed and go on my phone, and I would be like, oh, this is great. Like, I woke up early, but I'm just gonna lay in bed and work. But that doesn't work how you want it to. Like, you want to be able to lay in bed and be alert and energetic and get work done. But I feel like when you're laying in bed, your body just feels comfortable and you're in a position, you're physically in a position where you would normally fall asleep. So 9 times out of 10, you're just going to end up falling back asleep because it's going to be so relaxing and it's just the environment that you fall asleep in. So make sure to get out of bed. And if you do have to do work like on a laptop or on a computer, try to sit at a desk or on a couch or a table or somewhere where you're sitting upright and you're not laying back really comfortable, because you're probably gonna fall asleep if you do. Okay, so now we have my 8th tip, and this is related to lighting. So when it comes to lighting in the morning, if you get up really, really early, the sun may not be up, and that can be an issue. I recommend you to open your blinds and let the sunlight in, because that sunlight is naturally just gonna wake you up. Your brain sees the sun and it thinks, okay, now I'm supposed to be awake. I don't know if that's how the science actually works. All I know is when I see the sun, I tend to wake up in the morning more than when I don't see the sun or when I don't see light. So also, as I had previously stated, if the sun is not up when you are awake and you really need that sunlight to get yourself up, I would recommend to invest in some sort of happy lamp or a lamp that gives off light that mimics sunlight. So happy lamps are actually useful for people with seasonal affective disorder. You can literally order these from Amazon. So whether or not you have seasonal affective disorder, that's not really what this applies to, but if you need that sunlight to wake up and you're waking up at a time when the sun isn't out, you can purchase one of those lamps and it will give off a light similar to sunlight. So my 9th tip is relating to alarm clocks. So I feel like when we set our alarms, we don't just jump out of bed instantly. If you're like me, you will lay in bed for 10 to 15 minutes after your alarm goes off. So because of that, you want to set your alarm to about 10 to 15 minutes before you actually want to wake up. So let's say that you want to wake up at 6. You should probably set your alarm. I know this sounds rough, but try to set it for 5:45 or 5:50, because chances are you're going to be laying in your bed for about 10 to 15 minutes after the alarm goes off, and then you're finally going to get up. Or if you're someone who lays in bed for a half hour or 45 minutes, maybe set your alarm for 5:30 or 5:15 if you're trying to wake up at 6. One of my friends actually sets her alarm, I don't know how accurate this is, but she claims to set her alarm for like 3 o'clock in the morning because she needs that gradual wake up in order to actually get up. And I know that that's really drastic, but that's just what she told me. So try to set your alarm for earlier than you actually want to get up, just so that you can create some cushion time, because you're probably going to be laying in bed for a little while before you actually get out of bed. So my 10th tip is to just push yourself. So it can be super hard to develop this habit of waking up early. I feel like we have this natural desire to sleep, but you need to understand that the more that you practice the techniques that I'm telling you guys, the more that you try to wake up earlier, the more your body is going to get used to it, and you're going to get the same amount of sleep that you would have if you had woken up late, if that makes sense. And one thing that I also just want to reiterate to you guys that I talk about a lot in my videos is growth mindset versus fixed mindset relating to waking up early. So I feel like I talk about this a lot in my videos just because I really, really believe in this. But basically the idea is that if you have a growth mindset, you're more likely to succeed. And a growth mindset is believing that the possibilities of your abilities and your skills are endless and infinite. And whereas a fixed mindset is thinking that however you are today is how you're going to be forever. So if you just think that you're not a morning person, that's just how it's gonna be. Like, there's no room for change because you already just don't believe in it. But if you think that maybe you're not really that good at waking up early now, you definitely understand and know that you can improve on that and that you will be able to wake up earlier in the future. That type of mindset is one that leads to success more than fixed mindset. As a matter of fact, I don't even think fixed mindset ever leads to success. It's always the growth mindset that tends to lead to a lot more success than the fixed mindset. So don't tell yourself that you're not a morning person. Tell yourself that you are a morning person, or that you are going to become a morning person. Because studies show that growth mindsets leads to more success than fixed mindsets, as I state all the time. Sorry if you guys are sick of hearing that, but it really applies to a lot of the stuff that I talk about. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you guys have any other tips that I didn't discuss in this video, because although I do wake up early pretty much every day, there are definitely some days that I just want to sleep in, and I could probably use your tips as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love all of you guys, and I will talk to you guys next time.